Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel, Releasing Ideas. 2 years ago I found this box for sale and I got curious about the content. Since it only cost €3.19, I decided to buy it. In the front of the box it's written in Spanish and Italian that this is a sketch projector. But if we look to the back, we have that information in English and some other information that we are going to have a look. Let me read the additional information. Creating detailed sketches and drawing made quick and easy. Compact, portable and suitable for all surfaces. Suitable for all smartphones and tablets. Requires no power and easy to set up. This equipment is branded United Office and it's sold in a store called LIDL that we have in Portugal, but this store also exists in other countries. Since I already used this equipment before, I decided to put everything in the box like it was when I bought it, and now in this video I'm going to do a realistic fake unboxing. I will show you how to assemble this projector and how to use it. Then I will give my opinion about it for you to decide if it's useful for you or not. And now it's time to start with the unboxing of this projector. Let's see what's inside the box. In this plastic bag we have an acrylic plate, and this is the instruction manual. It's written in several languages, including the English language. And here we have some images to illustrate the assembly process. Let's take from this plastic tray all the parts that we need to start, and we don't need this plastic bag. These rectangular holders connect to the triangular pieces, keep them together because they are the support base for our projector. I removed the protective film from both sides of the acrylic plate, noticing that one corner was cut like the photo in the box, and I followed that reference photo to fit the plate in the previous structure, and it's done. Okay, now it's time to test this equipment. I'm going to tell you how to use it, but since we are going to use a smartphone, we need to do some configurations written in the manual. So the first thing is to increase the brightness of the screen to 100%. Then we go to settings, and to avoid the screen to turn off while drawing, in this case I'm going to choose lock screen, and then in sleep I will choose never. And now we are ready to start. I'm just going to put the phone in the smartphone in the correct position, and we'll start in a moment. Okay, now we need paper to draw and a pencil or a pen. I will use a black pen to make it easier to see what I'm drawing, and we'll move the paper under the acrylic, and we are ready to start. One last thing. In the manual it's written that if we use a black and white image, it's easier to trace the lines. So I made a simple black and white illustration to use in the first test. Okay, let's start by putting our drawing on the screen. on our smartphone screen. Increase it a little bit. So it's done, but another thing that you should care while working with this is to see if the lighting conditions that we have are good. Here I think I have too much light. I'm going to show you turning off the lighting. And if you see, now it's more easy to see the reflection of the smartphone screen. And even if we have light, if you use a different paper, like this paper, it's toned, so you see that it's easier to see. And if you use black paper, it's easier also, but of course it's a problem to write on this paper because you need a white pen. So another thing, if we try to understand how this equipment is working, and if we take a look to the paper below, we don't see any image projection. But then looking to the acrylic, we see an image. Let me just turn off the light to see it better. This image, it's a reflection of the smartphone screen. And since the acrylic is transparent, we can use a pen to draw the reflected image in the paper. We just need to look to the acrylic from above with the correct angle. And in my opinion, to name this a projector, it's not correct. Okay, let's start testing this projector with the first drawing. I will start tracing the lines. I don't know if you are able to see what I'm doing, maybe because of the light. I will try to turn off the light now and see if it's more easy to see the things in the video like this. One thing that I'm noticing with this low light is that I can see the reflection in a better way, but I have some difficulty in seeing the pen and what I'm doing while tracing the lines. So this is not a good option to use this. We need to have some light, and now I have almost no light, so I'm going to turn on again, and now it's easier for me to see what I'm doing. Even that the drawing below the acrylic, it's not visible. At least I think it's not visible in the video. I'm tracing only the main lines to be quick, even because this it's to do sketches and not perfect drawings. And then at the end we'll compare this with the screen of the smartphone and also with the original drawing that I made. Okay, it's finished. It's time to compare. Okay, now it's time to start the comparison. I have here the original drawing. Then in the smartphone it's the photo from the original, and here it is the sketch made using the projector. The first thing that it's possible to see is that this is a mirror image from the original. So maybe if you want to have an image like the original with the same orientation, you have to manipulate the image in the smartphone and make it a mirror image, and then you'll get the same position like the original drawing. About the quality of the sketch, I think it's okay, but I can notice that some lines are misaligned or not so well, but I think it was due to the fact that those lines were made during that moment where I had the light turned off. So I wasn't able to see where I was tracing with the pen, and that made that some lines were not placed well, let's say. But I think it's okay. And now we are going to test with a photo. And for the second test, I decided to use a photo of a small bridge with the structure made in metal that has a lot of lines to trace. As you see, I'm drawing here in a hurry, but that's because the video is accelerated. Don't worry, at the end I will show the resulting sketch side by side with the photo for doing the comparison. And here it is, the sketch that I made from that bridge in the photo using the projector. I think the resulting sketch it's okay, and this copying process allows to keep the right proportions in the drawing. Also, the photo of the bridge has well-defined lines and contrast, and that makes it easier to draw. But this sketch could be better, and why it's not? Because this bridge has a lot of details and I was drawing in a hurry, and that's not a good option when you want to draw something with a lot of details. Anyway, now it's time to test with a more problematic photo. And this is the photo that I want to use in my last test, but I'm going to zoom in because I want to focus on these two ducks, and let's see how the sketch goes with this photo. At the beginning, it was easy to trace the lines in this sketch, but as I moved to areas in the reflection that were not so sharp, I had some difficulties. And here's the sketch resulting from the photo with the two ducks. Before I give my opinion about the quality of the sketch, I just want to say that any mistake here, it's due to the fact that there's a problem with this photo. Not the photo itself, that it's okay, but to use with the projector. And the problem is that there are areas that are darker and with low contrast, and in that situation it's harder to see the lines that we have to trace in the image that is reflected in the acrylic. And so for that reason we have some mistakes here. I want to point just some, and one, it's the duck's feet. It's very well sorry, it's very badly drawn, but the reason for that is that if we look in the photo, the feet are in the shadow, and for that reason it was hard to understand the contours. Near the duck's back, it's missing here some lines that are the duck's wing, like we see here. And to finish, in this area I was tracing these lines without having a clue what was this that I was drawing. And just to remember that this area, it's here because this is a mirrored image, and this is water, and I didn't know that it was water. I see now here that it's water with some light reflections and small waves. Also in this area with water also. I was drawing this line here, thinking this was a kind of a rock, but it's not. It's water with direct sunlight. And this area here, it's the water in the shadow. So, for that reason, in my opinion, this is not a perfect sketch, but it can be useful. If we draw this with a pencil instead of a pen, we can correct the mistakes and looking to the image, make a better sketch for using to paint, for instance. And also we could work this image in some software to convert it to black and white like it's written in the manual, but then we had to make some extra work. I want to rearrange this support base for the projector in a way that the triangular pieces are further apart from each other, and for that each shoulder only connects to two triangular pieces. In that way we can use a tablet with it. And now it's time to put the acrylic plate back. Here I have a tablet in the top of the equipment. This tablet has an 8-inch screen, and with larger screens I must say that it's harder to see the reflection from the top of the image in this acrylic. For that we have to carefully choose the lighting, and I have the light coming from both right and left, and if I choose only to have from the right, like this, it's not so good, but if I choose only from the left, now it's better, and we can use this for making our sketch. And now it's time to give my opinion about this projector. But first I want to say three things. The first one is that for me this is not a projector. It's a kind of contraption that works with the reflected image in a way that is helpful for making a sketch. The second one is that when working with photos, there are some difficulties drawing the areas from the photo that are darker or with less contrast. The third one is that when using it with the tablets, it will not work so well with the ones that have a larger screen. As a conclusion, this equipment has problems, but for the price it costs, it's not expected to be perfect. So in my opinion, this can still be useful in some situations, and after watching the tests that I made, it's up to you to decide if you need it. It's now time to finish this video. Thanks for watching and see you soon.